So I'm pretty sure I'm combo breaking myself, but it's fine because if the thumbnail didn't already let you know, yeah, I'm trying to focus on other things, but I just happened to crank out another character, so I mean, I guess it's fine for the moment. We'll do Katak because we're not using perm, I believe, so Katak Curious Birthmark into random item stats. But yeah, without further ado, not really much else to say here. I feel like I've been getting Curious Birthmark a lot lately. Anywho, let's move on. And for timestamp's sake, was it? Yeah, I think it was Katak. So let's get into this Katak Curious Birthmark random item stats run, and off we'll go. There'll be no other explanation other than the fact that, well, I mean, I can kind of explain some behind-the-scenes stuff, but second encounter, Charisma, second, Takashi-san, second mystery, light, this chair behind me, and then strength, maybe. Which is unfortunate because this character has strength, but yes, I also made this character. There was a lot of pretty much tracing. I call it tracing. I'm just going to call it tracing because there's not really much difference between, well, there is actually, but for me specifically, I'm talking about for me, I don't feel there's much of a difference between me, looking at a source and then drawing based on that and actually just tracing over. Obviously, there's a difference, but as we get painting, arms, Kana, rental, and Shiba's rental into something. Rental arms? Yeah, Kana rental arms, or Kana arms rental, really. And yeah, away we go. And yeah, I can explain a bit of I can explain a bit of the process that I went through, or basically the process that I normally use. Which is, again, just literally looking at reference sources. If you really need the references, they're available, because I obviously know, especially if I'm using, characters with an IP, there are obviously artist design stuff that's out there on social media, and so basically you use, and even if it's not the character themselves, you can get a good idea based on basically the style and then learning the traits, or at least that's how I do it. We didn't see a single weapon here, but we will take Iwa for more strength. Now, I was supposed to actually set the illegal den, but you know what? Army knife with 4 perception. We have 9 strength. So, that being said, we do have random item stats. You know what? We're going to go for the bat instead. This might end up really bad for me, but I essentially just used a bunch of Doom for no reason. But, anywho. Yeah, certain traits, I think the hardest part was, again, for this style in particular, I wanted to try out basically what I call sprinkle dithering, or dithering sprinkle. It's something. My mind is going crazy on me right now, because I was also trying to do more game dev on Little Kitten, because battle systems are a thing. But for me in particular, I did want to try and basically try out other styles and whatnot. Like the chibi there, I was supposed to, now that I'm looking at the chibi, you can't really tell. There's supposed to be a kind of, not a tear, but an opening in the dress, because this character uses one. It's not a dress, but more a school with a skirt uniform. And there is a tear for it. Again, if you don't know the character, don't worry about it, but just know that I'm probably gonna do some tweaking. Again, if nothing else, usually for the first video, especially if it's my own character that I'm making, just at the time of my recording, they'll have low stamina, low reason, but then I fill out all the other statuses, because at this point there should be at least 3 custom characters, one of which I accidentally deleted the original message. Yeah, I wish there's a way to modify that. I can't on the Discord server. And then this 4th character she'll also be on the Discord server as well first, but then I'll try to just transfer her to the I'll try to put a copy of her on the Steam Workshop. For some reason I thought I didn't grab the funds, but anywho, painting arm. Yeah, so we want to do arms next. I was also supposed to use the hardware store, and if I make perm stuff for this character, it will probably be her axe along with other stuff. I want to do more, but we'll see. Fungal growth, is that stamina? I think that was stamina, right? 2 max. Oh well, extra max reason. You know what? No, we'll stick like this. We have 10 max reason now, because this character, she does start with traumatized. Again, it's basically fanfiction. That anything I give to any character at the very beginning, even the lore at the character select screen, is not an indication of anything that happens in their IP. That being said, do I just want to throw the wooden bat as well? No. So Can I brace? I can, thankfully. Because 9 strength. Literally 9 strength. If I had 8 strength, I think we'd still be off by literally 1 time unit. Although we are in Curious Birthmark, so that's not good. But it's either that or take a bunch of reason damage. I was going to say stamina for some reason. Reason damage. Which I feel would not be very good to do. So we brace again and sever. But yeah, if you didn't already know, I did play the game that this character comes from. And I mentioned it a long time ago. You'll find it, literally the thumbnail should let you know when it is, because I didn't obviously label the titles with the subject matter that I'm speaking of. But yeah, I salute anyone who played that game in its entirety. And when I say entirety, I mean its entirety. So yeah, not really much else to say on that point. But I did always want to make at least 1 or 2 characters from this game. So yeah, period. That's all I have to say at the moment. Now, let's see what else I do. Again, there are some small things here and there. I think for this, especially for the house sprite or the character select sprite, I did end up wanting to use more black just to see how much black I could get away with without adding too many complex steps. Although, to be fair, if you're an artist making characters for World of Horror, you probably know, what's the correct way to say it? You probably know how much detail to put in if you're not just putting in detail regardless of the World of Horror style. Again, I try to stick with the World of Horror style. That doesn't make me any better or worse. I'm just saying that that's what I try to do. So when I add in, too many lines on a completely black surface, or too many white pixels on a completely black surface, or vice versa, too many black pixels on a white surface, I feel it's a bit jarring, so to say. And that's not some kind of sly way of me trying to say, oh, simplicity is best. No, because I've seen a lot of good characters or well-designed characters that look very pretty, nice, beautiful, handsome, so on and so forth. And they have all the lines in the world, so shrug. Yeah. I would have liked to take a pack of cigarettes, but that's not gonna happen. But also, quick thing to note is that, well, first of all, when I threw a sample of this character on the Discord server, I realized that I had completely obliterated her hairpin, which you can't even see here. I think it's because I added. Oh yeah, it's because I added, or she has low reason right now, so you won't be able to see the hairpin as much, which is kind of a mistake. That should not be the case, so I have to fix that as well. Hopefully I remember to do that. But are we gonna be okay here? We might be if we can hit this. Do I even need to gamble? I don't think I do, right? I should be able to do a prep strong. I can. This should be at least 12 damage, 16 damage, but you get the point. Off we go. Yeah, among other things. So basically, I think there's not a single character I've made that I feel. Oh, I mean, let me reword that, because what I'm about to say isn't gonna come out right. There's not a single character. Every character that I've ever made for World of Horror can definitely be polished more, if that makes any sense. The closest to feeling at least well polished would be Columbo, I think. But after that, I don't really know. It'd probably actually be the twins. So, twins? Brother and sister. But you get the point. Yeah, moving on. So, off we go. Oh, we get nothing for charisma on your own. And we shouldn't be getting any more allies with us. Never mind. I have Antona with me. I'm going absolutely insane. But it's not like the stat increases are going to help me that much anyway, unless I get 2 stacks of brain damage or something weird. Or I get like 3 stacks of hunger, but that shouldn't happen. So, off I go. But yeah, to kind of just scurry on to another topic. Again, I've just been making World of Horror characters left, right, and center because I hit a block during game dev, and I'm not in the block anymore, but then I've kind of just getting all of the excitement out of my system by just making this last 4th character. And then that should be it for the moment. And if it's not, well, it's gonna be weird. Anywho. So, Goodbye to the sewing kit, but we shouldn't need it because we're just going to take our free out anyway. Unless I lose like 7 stamina, 7 reason, or 6, all of my stamina and reason. Although we are in Kathak, so we can't run. But we can, however, deal a lot of damage. But we also probably need to throw the army knife for this. So we'll just take 3 reason damage in the face because actually, never mind, because we get bonus damage. So we can save the army knife. But really, again, just having high strength in general, if we were to switch back to World of Horror for a moment, yeah, high strength characters are pretty good. Not really much else to say there. I can't explain for those who might be newer to the channel or World of Horror in general. The reason why strength is so important is because bracing is so important. I think, or at least in my opinion, bracing is a very powerful combat action because of the way, one, it lowers your damage by half, to a smaller extent allows you to avoid the nullifies the effects of special attacks that enemies can do, and on top of that, its scaling like dodge is very powerful in that if you have enough of the stat, you can double up by using a strength weapon and bracing and attacking, or alternatively, you're able to fit a lot of actions and then save a lot of damage taken. Also, that's right, we have Blood Frenzy, but I mean, we just do so much damage here, so hey. But more importantly, I was gonna mention something important. I forgot now. Well, moving on. Gonna do a ride. Nope, we're going to just die, I guess. Yep, I guess we just die. Well, library notes. Maybe we get memory extract. If we don't, so be it. Memory extract would save us here, but no, we didn't get it. So I guess we'll do another run. Oh, goodness gracious. I mean, there's not really a reason to do another run, but I feel like I want to do another run. So, off we go. That being said, if I'm making longer videos as we get another Kathak run into Fatalist all double switch, it's because, again, I think I'm subconsciously prepping myself for when I release my game, because I do want to make videos on my own game, as self-serving as that may sound. By the way, what are we on? I almost want to say Scars. Oh, Fatalist. Fatalist? Can you even get a Fatalist? Through it, I'm going completely insane. Anyway, I know I'm on Kathak again, and we have 3 custom mysteries, so off we go. But yeah, for game dev, I hit a block. I'm back on it now, but I just wanted to get all the custom character stuff out of my system. Dexterity, light, there's a reason for that, by the way. Charisma, second mystery, Toxic Sauna. Maybe a second encounter check, if we can even reach the lighthouse. Dexterity would be interesting to use, but we can actually use the hardware store now that I have a character with a lot higher strength and doesn't have any other gimmicks. I say that specifically because I know Haru has strength, but I just end up using Kix as Haru because he benefits from being able to do a thing. So yeah, there's small things to do. Like, I'm not completely happy with the hair, but it's serviceable because it's much more apparent on the B outfit. And that's right, we have Fatalist, so... yeah, we're replacing the 2 middle mysteries that I would be able to identify. This is Teacher, and I think this is Akamanto. If it's not Flood. But we're going to replace them with a custom mystery, and then this last one over on the right is also going to be a custom mystery, because we have 3 custom mysteries due to my own soft rules. But the unfortunate part is, yeah, we don't get to buy our own weapon, so Wooden Bat, save me. I think we are on random item stats, if I recall correctly, right? Anywho, I'm just going to take the risk. If we lose here, then I'll just eat the run and end the video. But as long as we don't take too much damage, if we do, sadness happens. But yeah, and we're also on a Kathak run, so we can't run if I wanted to. That's actually quite bad. We lose 6 all here. That's really bad, but not really much else I can do. If I go for a dodge, the reason why Brace is stronger than dodge, in my opinion, is because Brace... Oh, so that's what I think that's something I wanted to talk about. It's definitely something I will talk about. We're going to go for a dodge anyway. But we don't dodge because why would I? But more importantly... So, Brace versus dodge, I've mentioned it before. If I didn't say anything new, I'll just be repeating myself, but I think it's important to talk about. But for Brace in particular, because it lowers damage no matter what happens, like damage is going to decrease unless an enemy is doing 1 damage. But the same can't be said for Dodge, because Dodge is pretty much an all or nothing. If it wasn't such an all or nothing action, I mean, that's interesting in itself, but if anyone wants to make the Dodge action stronger, you would need to give it something. It doesn't need to be the most life-changing thing. It doesn't need to be like an 80-90% success rate move, and even then, RNG, you've heard my opinion on RNG, but I'll mention it again here. Are we going to be able to even survive this? No. Well, them's the breaks. We'll go for 1 brace at least, but I'm pretty sure we're in trouble here. But yeah, Brace at least lowers damage, whereas Dodge, like if I tried to dodge in that turn, and I didn't dodge, runs over. I've mentioned a few possible things before. Oh, this is so bad. I've mentioned a few possible things you could do with Dodge if we really wanted to make it a bit stronger, is basically just allow it to mitigate 1 damage no matter what. And yeah. It doesn't even need to just... literally, that's the one change. Now, that's already a lot, actually, when you really look at it. Oh, my goodness, pain. And the reason for that is because you don't often find enemies doing more than 3 damage. You can, especially with Old God backstory combinations, but the point I'm trying to make, as I actually need to dodge here, and probably end the video, is that... yeah, again, it's all or nothing RNG. And if you get hit, you get hit. Now, that's normally not going to end a run, but as I just mentioned, if you give it, like, 1... You take 1 less damage, that could be a lot. That can be pretty insane. But, again, if you keep everything else the same, you're still gambling on 50%. So, are we going to be okay here? I don't remember, because I know we have Blood Frenzy. That's why this enemy is also doing so much damage. But... So this is 13 damage. Yeah, we still don't have enough damage. We're going to Library Note again. Maybe we get something else. We might as well keep Library Noting, though. Maybe we get something. Now we have to throw something away. But we have Flesh Regrowth. Do I want to use Flesh Regrowth? Not necessarily, but I don't think we have a choice. So, down to 9 max stamina we go. If I can brace into 2... No, it's probably too slow. I won't even be able to fit in the kick, which is unfortunately what I need right now. So, what I can do is forget Flesh Regrowth. I wasn't planning to cast anymore anyway. I don't like being under 9 max stamina, but hey, and I'm just making sure. Meditate is 2 stamina for 1 reason. And if we throw in a kick here, if we hit this kick, we're okay. If we don't, we're in more trouble. So let's find out. And with this, I think this should do... I mean, I'm going to throw the win bet anyway, but we're rolling on a 77% chance, so... Never mind. We missed the attack. So I guess I'll see you in the next video. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, and concerns.